Hi, I'm Mrs. Northam, and I'm your student's teacher for Intro to Robotic Engineering this year at San Ysidro High School. You might wonder what's so great about robotics? Well, robotics gives kids a way to use creativity to solve problems while giving them skills to allow them to excel in college and the 21st century workplace. So, that sounds great, right? So, how? And especially how from home in a pandemic. I've asked myself some of these same questions when we went home last year during March. And we've come to the point where I think that we have a pretty great way for these kids to actually learn how to do robotic engineering from home, at least for the time being. So, what we've done is we're starting by learning how engineers actually work by studying and applying the engineering design process to a chain reaction machine, which is also known as a Rube Goldberg machine. So, this is an example of some student work where we have been learning about criteria and about decision matrices in order to help students make the best decisions for how to build their machines. So, at this point this week, your student has probably been building their machine. At least I hope that they have. So, here at this point, they're just building them. They haven't really done a whole lot of troubleshooting yet, but by the end of the week, their machine should be finished and perfect and beautiful. So here's an example of a video a student submitted of where they're at with their video.
Okay, so basically, this battery right here will spin through the ruler, and then we'll hit the dominoes, and then each domino will fall one by one until this one falls. This thing will fall too, and will let these dice wrap around the potato masher, uh, spin and go down until it hit the dominoes, and then it will let this thing roll and hit the tape, and the tape will hit the car, and the car will hit the bottle, which will let the cereal be served in the bowl. So let's see if it works. Oops.
So hopefully your student is working on something equally as fun and creative at your house. If they aren't, please ask them about it. They are due at the end of this week. So as soon as that finishes, we're going to be transitioning into VEX Code VR, which is where our students will actually be learning how to program virtual robots using the VEX Code program, which is browser-based, so they don't need any new or special software. In fact, it can even be done on a phone or an iPad. So in any case, the kids will be programming their virtual robots, and they'll also be learning how to use CAD, computer aided design. The program we'll be using is called Onshape. It's also browser based, and they'll be learning how to actually design robots virtually, essentially, since we can't actually use any physical parts right now. This is really an awesome opportunity for them. This is a skill that they'll be able to use in the workplace. So right now we're at the distance learning format, which means we have two block classes per week. Each class, they have an in-class quiz. There are notes on a slides presentation as I teach them their content for the week, and an assignment to do at home. So sometimes those home assignments are longer or shorter, and I do adjust sort of how long my class presentation is by how much time they should be spending on their assignment at home. Fridays are changing. Previously, Fridays were optional if you got good scores on your quizzes throughout the week. Now, the state of California is asking us that we do need to actually meet with all students on Fridays. So we will have 20 minutes on Fridays, and that 20 minutes will be spent either watching a video or having a guest speaker from industry come in. And the students will also still have the opportunity to retake quizzes on Fridays. So soon, hopefully in October, we will be transitioning to a hybrid learning format. At that time, our students will be transitioning to having one block day per week at school. And at that time, they will actually get to use parts. And we will be doing the VEX EDR STEM Labs, which is building actual little robots and programming them using the same programming principles as they will have already practiced at home. Their grade will be based on their engineering notebook during that time. They will still have one online class per week, which will continue in the same format as the distance learning, where they'll be doing their VEX Code VR assignments on that, or their Onshape assignments, depending on when we go back. Fridays will continue to be the same format as during distance learning. So this is a little look at those VEX EDR STEM labs we talked about. So they have different ways that they apply the STEM fields to robots. And so we will be learning a lot, especially about the engineering and programming side of things. So eventually someday we're going to be able to get back to traditional learning format. And so In that case, we'll have two block classes per week, which we'll spend doing the VEX EDR STEM Labs, or we may be working on the new design for manufacturing curriculum that they're coming up with. It really depends on when we get back to the classroom, but there will be some cool hands-on stuff with that for sure. At that time, the vast majority of their grade will come from their engineering notebook. They will have quizzes, though, every Friday, or presentations, which is how they get their grade, because we don't actually have tests in this class. So here's some pictures of what your kid is eventually going to be doing. This is what our robotics lab does look like at school. And if they have a good time this year, they're welcome to stick around next year. We do have a really, really good competition team at our school, and I would love to have your student as one of our competition team members. So it was nice meeting you all. Have a wonderful day.